Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, I'm reacting to Foodie Beauty's live stream called I Ripped My Pants. So, in this live stream, she's out and about, and while she's out and about, she reveals that she ripped her pants. So, because of that, she cannot get out of her car to go back home, to go anywhere. She's essentially stuck in her car. Although, very curiously, at the end of the live stream, she drives to the middle of a field and she gets out of the car and she changes her pants and then gets it back in her car and then the stream ends. So weird. Uh, she could have gone to the outhouse and changed her pants, but middle of the field, I guess that's an appropriate place. Anyway, so in the stream, she goes to Starbucks and she gets her nashi and then she starts talking about Natter. So that's where I'm going to start this react video, is her talking about Natter. So let me go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see Miss Foodie in all of her glory, as it were. So let's get to.
We'll get the mobile vets to come in. My house will be cleaned by the 7th because they're coming in to inspect. Well, they're going to be cleaning up the AC unit. I'm not sure. I kind of want to move out of here because I'm not comfortable with people knowing where we live. The rent is very high.
You know, it's really weird that she says that, because in the past she has said that she likes where she lives. She likes the area. So now the narrative is changing to where I don't like where we live. I don't like people knowing my address. Although she's given out her address to people because people have mailed stuff directly to her house. So she was comfortable doing that, but all of a sudden people knowing where she lives is a problem. She's lived in the same place for the longest and there's never been a problem. And again, she's felt comfortable enough to share her address with people that want to send her things by mail.
I kind of want to move somewhere with it's a bit cheaper. So what I was doing, I may as well, look, I'm going to be driving for like an hour. So I may as well be here and move.
By the way, guys, that's not my end with the pixelation. That's her. I guess she's got bad reception or bad Wi-Fi or something. It's not me.
I'm just going to drive. Let's see. I'm going to go to the middle of nowhere so I can find somewhere to put pants on. So here's the thing. I've been dying to share with you guys exactly how I've been feeling and what I've been going through with the Montreal trips and everything. Like, there's a lot you guys don't know about and stuff. So I was dying to do that.
You know, it's funny how when she's mad at Natter, suddenly she's dying to reveal details. But yet when they're back on, suddenly, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about him. Foodie, we've been through this, I don't know how many times with you. This whole cycle of, I'm going to spill the tea versus not spilling the tea. We all know how you work by now. You know, you're vindictive and you're evil. And when you get mad at somebody, you want to lash out at them. But yet you don't have the courage to say things to people's faces one-on-one. So you use your channel as a means to get back at somebody. You know, you use your own channel and your own audience as a way to punish people for things you think they do wrong. But nobody better ever step up and tell you what you do wrong.
And I wasn't saying anything. Okay, I'm going to be driving, so I can't see new members or super chat. So I'm just going to collectively thank you now in advance. You do not know the biggest, okay, what is making me literally, I'm not going to say this in a derogatory way towards people with mental illness and stuff like that. I'm not making a joke at this, but I really feel my mental health has taken such a huge downfall. And I think you can all see that. But the majority of the thing is that I'm not being honest with myself. I'm doing things that are not good for myself, and it's like destroying my soul. And I know it. I'm doing things that are not good for me. I'm basically Give,
You know, she says all this. I got some thoughts already. I'm sorry I keep stopping every few seconds or so, but I've got some thoughts and I want to share them while they're in mind right now before I forget. Okay, so she started out this live stream eating her nashies and drinking Starbucks. She is a diabetic and she doesn't have a gallbladder. So she's over here saying, I'm not doing things that are good for me. Yet, Foodie, you started out this stream doing things that are not good for you. So, how much do you really care about your health? Second, in regards to mental health, you all of a sudden caring about mental health. Do I think you care about your mental health? Absolutely not. Do I think you care about the emotional or mental health of the people who watch you? Absolutely not, because you're always triggering people and you do it for the sake of monetary gain. You don't care about what you say and what you do on YouTube, how it affects others. You're always saying, your mental health is not my responsibility. And yet, when Natter and Dee Dee get you angry, suddenly your mental health is supposed to count. So your mental health is supposed to count, but nobody else's is worthy of acknowledging. Third, you're talking about mental health, and yet you live with somebody who is depressed. You know his mental health is not good, and yet you don't care about that. To the point where there you are taking his meds that he needs for his mental health. He needs to take his meds. You keep taking them. So, how much do you care about mental health really?
giving so much of myself, doing things that make me uncomfortable in order to make him happy, you know? So that's why I would get tired and like stressed out after like just a couple days because it's very emotional, it's very draining being around like him a lot. It's very draining. He's very demanding, like, and it's just, yeah, like every single thing, like it's just draining being around him. So I need like, so
You know what? Everything you're describing about Natter, I'm sure that other people feel about you. That being around you is exhausting and draining. And that's usually what happens when you're around someone who's a narcissist and has an ego the size of a small planet and they're selfish and they lack empathy. You are an emotional vampire, Foodie. You suck the life out of anybody that comes within 5 feet of you. That's why your family stays away from you. That's why Pete's stays away from you. That's even why your cats kind of stay away from you and they avoid you because you don't have good energy. You're so lacking good energy that you suck the life out of anybody who might have it. Nobody was ever made good for knowing you or talking to you or hanging out with you. Everybody avoids you to the point where you have to pay people and get people financially dependent upon you just to have some company. There's not a single person around you that is around you because they like you and because they choose to. You put people around you that need you for a reason, usually financially speaking. Natter needs you for money. That's why he hangs out with you once in a while. Pete's is around you because financially speaking, he depends upon you. Name one person that hangs out with you that's around you for free. You just can't do it. You just can't do it, can you? There's not a single person that is around you because they want to be. That's how much of a black hole you are, Foodie. Anything that's light, anything that's positive gets sucked in and nothing good ever comes back out.
so I don't know why I would think that living with him would be a good idea, but we were supposed to. What he's telling me, he probably won't admit that to you online, but he's supposed to. And like I said, I have all my messages, so he can lie all he wants, but I have all the messages like between us. So anyway, I was supposed to get an apartment for us. Like we were supposed to live together.
But you said the apartment wasn't for the two of you. You said it was just for you because you wanted your own living space. That's what you said last night. Didn't you say that? I believe you did say that. You kept going on and on about it's not about Natter. We're not going to live together. And everybody already knew that was the reason why you wanted the apartment was for the two of you. Because the fact that you live with Pete has been a bone of contention between you and Natter. And you are at the point, madam, you've got several addictions going on. You're addicted to Natter. You are addicted to food. You're addicted to chemicals. You've got multiple addictions. And one of the earmarks of having an addiction, if the addiction gets strong enough and large enough, that person, whoever they are, that's the addict, they get so wrapped around their addiction, that's all they care about. They get consumed with the addiction. Nothing else in life matters. They get to a point where they don't want to put attention on anything but what they're addicted to, and you are there. And you've got multiple addictions going on, not just one, but a few. And you're wrapped around all of your addictions and satisfying them, the impulse to do them. Hence why you've been neglecting your home, your pets, everything else in life that is not an addiction, you have neglected. And those things that are your addictions, you've given all of your time and energy and focus to.
That was the idea. For me, what I was gonna do is, and for me, what the biggest thing is not being able to make up my mind, like back and forth, back and forth. Like 1 minute I love him, 1 minute I want to be with him, and I'll do anything for him and make it work. And then the next minute, because we've been through so much shit together, like all of this shit has to.
Okay, so let's tell the truth about the situation. It's not that she's been conflicted about Natter. Her biggest confliction, her biggest problem is her channel because she knows her channel is her entire income. It's her livelihood, is it not? She has no other job. She has no other way to make money except for her channel. When Foodie does something, it's with purpose, and the purpose is to make money as much as possible. So her biggest conflict has been about if I do something, how will it affect my channel? How will it affect my income? In the past, when she talked about getting rid of Pete's and getting rid of the cats, when she put that out there in front of the audience, what she was doing at the time was fishing. She was fishing. She was putting the idea out there and kind of testing the waters to see how the audience would react. And based on their reaction, she would know what to do. Should she do it or shouldn't she? If they gave a favorable reaction, then she would go ahead with her plans. And if not, well, just put it on the back burner for now so she could continue to make money. And here we are again, her talking about the same things months later. Oh, I want to get rid of Pete's and I want to get rid of the cats. She's putting the feelers out there. And because a lot of people have come forward and said, oh, yeah, it might be a good idea for Pete to be alone, and other people saying what you're doing is heartless, you're tossing him out, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have money, what's going to happen to Pete? You know, like that's basically the crossroads for her. It's not about doing the right thing for the right reasons. It's about her money. She's concerned about her money because she knows if she doesn't have money, she's out of a place to live. She's completely out. And that also means she's out from Natter. Natter will have nothing to do with her if she has no money. So it's not about being conflicted with Natter. And should I be with him? And should I do this? No, y'all, it's about her money.
It makes sense. Has to mean something. He even said that, like, all of this shit, and then we're just gonna drop it. But yes, because if we keep the same logic as trying to repair a broken car over and over instead of just getting a new one, it's like At some point, we're just going to destroy each other to the point of there being nothing left. We're killing each other. And I don't know about you, but I kind of like living. So, no. And I like living peacefully.
But you don't live peacefully if the only happiness you have in life, Foodie, are buying things, eating food, and going to see Natter. That's the entire happiness of your life. There's nothing else that makes you happy. You have no other interests. You have no hobbies. You have no life outside of your addictions. You want to turn your life around. You got to find some things in life that give you pleasure other than things that are harmful to you, things that you're not addicted to. That's going to be the big task for you. If you ever want to change your life, that's how it's going to happen. Finding things that give you more pleasure than the things that are harmful to you and your health. That's going to be a monumental task, but you're not up for the task because you don't want to change, and everybody knows it. Anybody that's been watching you for a while, we know it, we're familiar with it. Nobody has any hope for you because you don't have hope for yourself and you're not trying to find it. You're not trying to change. You want to go on the way that you're doing, thinking there'll never be any consequences for anything you're doing wrong to yourself or others. And trust me, there will be. And I've got a feeling that the only way you're going to change is if something really, really huge, huge happens. It could be something to your health. You know, you might have a medical issue. You might have a heart attack. You might have a stroke. You might end up in the hospital for several weeks with something. But something just keeps telling me that all the stuff you've been doing, it's all going to come crashing down on you in a heartbeat. And it may be something you could repair and maybe something you can't. But if it's something you can't, how are you going to deal with it? If it's something you can't fix right away, you can't lie yourself through, how's it going to happen? It's your life. You can do what you want with it. But you really need to start thinking about that.
Honestly, like, I just can't do it. Like, I just cannot keep giving of myself and just getting nothing in return for it. I literally get nothing. I get nothing but more stress and keep waiting. I just keep waiting for validation from this man, for some kind of like sign that he loves me. Like, I'll literally be like, okay, I love you after doing so much for him. And just because I didn't properly apologize to him, instead of giving me a love you back, he'll give me a thumbs up. Like, he'll like emotionally play with me out of
Like everything he's doing to you, you do to others. When you look at Natter, Chantal, you are looking in the mirror at you. Everything about him is you, just in male form. He is the male version of you, minus the food, minus the obsession with getting on YouTube and catering to the feeder fetish people. He is you down to the core. Maybe that's why the two of you don't get along, because you're exactly alike. And when it comes to relationships, there's only room for one narcissist at a time. Two narcissists cannot coexist together. That's why every time the two of you get together, you both have to be effed up on chemicals. And here's something else for you, Foodie, and I'm going to say this in a very crude way, but it is what it is. If you're trying to pursue a relationship with somebody and there's more fighting than fucking going on, that's a problem. If it's mostly fighting and drama, that's a problem. If there's no passion, if there's no intimacy, if there's no closeness to each other, that's a problem and will continue to be a problem. You two are like oil and water. You will never be able to mix together. You will never have a relationship with this man. He doesn't want a relationship with you. He wants a situationship with you where you pay and he takes. And before that, you take from your audience. You take from them to give to him so he'll give you some attention. So you can sit there and go on and on about what you do for him. What about what other people do for you, you ungrateful wench? What about what other people do for you? You're on YouTube. People watch her videos. They send you super chats. They sign up for the memberships. You want him to be grateful to you, but you're not grateful to other people. You don't have to work a 9-to-5 job. You can turn on your camera and make money. You should be more grateful for that. For the fact that you had the dumb luck of wandering onto YouTube and making a channel and making a living for yourself. You should be grateful every day for that. Every day for the freedoms that you have, for the money that you have to change your life in any way you want. And if you choose to go down a path of self-destruction, it's purely by choice. Not because you have to go there, but because you choose it every single day. But if you want gratitude, start with yourself.
Sort of like a weird fucking sense of like some kind of weird punishment is what it feels like. Like, are you punishing me? Like, why? Why are you punishing me? Like, I don't get it. Why don't you treat Dee Dee this way? Like, what did I talk about you online? Well, why don't you not act like that? And then maybe I would, like, I was in a relationship for 7 years with BB. I never, ever had to talk shit about him. I never talked shit.
You big liar. There are live streams where you are ridiculing BB, rolling your eyes at BB. You are very disrespectful to that man. Very disrespectful. You cheated on BB. You cheated on him. The highest form of disrespect. You did not treat him well. If you treated him well, you would still be with him. I'm sure he'd be glad to have you if you were a decent person, but you weren't. You were rotten to that man. And you were rotten to Pete too. And you cheated on Pete as well. You are rotten to every man you get near, Foodie. You suck the life out of them. BB was one of the smart ones. He got rid of you. He told you to hit the bricks. He didn't stay with you for life. He said, that's enough. I'm a man of means. I'm a good person. I don't need all this in my life. And he got rid of you. But you were with him and you made him miserable. That seems to be a common thread with the men that you're with, Foodie. You make them miserable. You make them horribly miserable. And yet it's all about you. You never take time to self-reflect on what you do to other people. It's all about what they do to you.
Shit about him because he never made me like feel. He never mistreated me, so I didn't have to. You know. And I know it's frustrating for you guys because you've been screaming stuff at me. But like I said, I have to live through it myself. Like, I can't listen to everyone's different opinions. Like, I just have to live through my own experiences and learn from my own mistakes, I guess. I don't know.
That's the problem, though. You don't learn. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You've been doing the same things with Natter over and over and expecting something different. Natter has shown you exactly who he is and what he's about, and yet you're expecting him to be a different person. He's shown you that he's selfish and he's all about the money, and yet you're expecting him to turn into some romantic lover boy that will wake up one day and say, she's a wonderful person. She's cared about me so much. And I've been so ungrateful. I should get online and apologize publicly to her, even though she's been verbally abusive. She's a wonderful person and I should marry her. I should make her my wife. It's never going to happen, Foodie. It's never going to happen. Never. He's never going to change the way that you will never change. You want him to put up with all of you and all of your gross, disgusting, stinky, vile vulgarity. You, ma'am, with your stinky clothes, your stanky breath, with teeth that you haven't brushed in 2 weeks, clothes you haven't washed in days, you're expecting romance out of that. You expect him to put up with you being a filthy slob, living in a landfill of a house with disgusting rotting food and bugs and bed bugs and fruit flies and neglected pets, and be happy. You actually think that's going to happen. Keep thinking that. Doesn't mean it's going to actually happen, though.
But if I didn't have online and I didn't have you guys, I would probably be in a lot more shit than I am now. Like I would probably not see things the same way. So it does help in a way. I hate to admit it, but I know it's very serious subject matter that I talk about. It seems like in a casual way, and I think it like upsets people.
You think?
I don't come on and talk online about things that have happened to screw you over. I don't even really think about it when it happens. I'm just so emotionally charged, and so desperate, I think, to talk to anybody or make sense of the situation. And at the time that I talk about him online and I out his behavior, it's because I don't have any intention of ever going back to him, which is why it makes it seem ridiculous every single time I do. I have no intention every time I say, okay, he did this to me. No, because I think that's the last time. Once I get away from him this time, I'm not going back. That's my logic all the time. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. And I was in the hotel room and I was feeling like that really like I was starting to feel like, okay, I need to like think of something. I need to go. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I was like in the hotel room and I was like, what am I doing? I do have those moments where I'm like, what am I doing right now? Like, I'm in the seediest hotel. I'm like stressing, trying to think of ways that I'm going to be able to afford to fund his life. Ew, for what? Like all of this stress, you're right, it could just go away instantly. I could have all this money to myself. I could have all of this. I could be happy. All I have to do is just suffer through breaking up with him for good. Like,
I'm just going to voice my thoughts here. I think she's saying all these things on her live stream to make Natter worry a little bit. Because she's pointing out right here, look, I have all this money. I could do other things with it. Why am I spending it on you? This kind of feels a little bit manipulative. Like she's pointing out to him, look, I've got the one with all the money. I don't have to spend it on you. I could spend it on myself and just cut you completely out. This feels like she's trying to get his attention.
and yeah, it did piss me off hearing him like not even like acknowledge like he does like not even just saying I don't have a girlfriend. I don't. That's like the most important thing for you is for people to know that I'm not your girlfriend. Really? So what do you call it? What do you call it when a woman loves somebody, puts all of their emotionally supports you, spends all of their time neglecting themselves, their family, and their own finances, and their own household, and their own job for you? I feel like a fucking sucker. That's what you call a sucker. That's what you call a sucker.
You are a sucker. And you've got the wrong idea about love, Chantal. Just because you make 10 plus grand a month on YouTube, you can't buy love. And you can't buy feelings. You can't buy relationships. You can't buy connection. You can't even buy real friendships. Those are things that are freely given. They are an honor. They are a privilege. You can sit there and spend $1 million on YouTube. Doesn't mean he's going to love you. He'll love your money. He'll love what you buy for him. He'll love you paying the rent, but he'll never love you. Love, real love, is priceless in value. It is a gift. It's a gift. Do you hear me? A gift given from one thing to another thing, to one person to another person. And it's so sad that you're over there running around looking for love. You already have it. You have it in your house. You have it in your own house. You've got your cats, Sam and BBJ. They love you. They want to love you. They want to be around you. And at least in the case of BBJ, you push her away. All she wants to do is love on you. And all she wants in return is for you to take care of her. And I'm sure the money that you could spend on BBJ to make her healthy is far less than what you spend on a piece of crap like Natter. I'm sure it wouldn't take thousands to make her healthy again. But you neglect her for a piece of shit like Natter. You neglect her over and over because you want to have enough money for Natter, for his cigarettes, for his booze, for his drugs, for the motel rooms, for his food. All the money you spend on gas running back and forth to Montreal just to see him for 5 minutes. And there's BBJ. That poor baby is sick. She's so sick. She needs to go back to the vet for oral surgery because she's hurting. She needs to go to the groomers. She needs her checkup badly. And you can't be bothered. You beast. How much money would it take to take care of that poor baby? How much money would it take to take Sam to the vet to get him checked out? How much? You're willing to spend money on somebody who doesn't love you, but you're not willing to spend money on two beautiful creatures that really do care, where the love is real. Why? Just because they're not a man with a penis? Because they're not human? Sometimes animals are better than humans. And animals are capable of unconditional love. They are forgiving. They see us at our worst and they don't judge. They're always there for us. But you neglect your pets. All because of your selfish attitude. Because you want Natter so badly. If you want fake love, you want to pursue fake love, you want to fund fake love, then do those cats justice. Give them to somebody who can give them love and care. If unconditional love means nothing to you, if it comes from animals, do right by them. Give them to somebody who will do them right if you can't do them right. And then go pursue your fake, conditional, paid for love.
What do you call somebody who does all that? If they're not your girlfriend, what do you think? What do you think I am? Like just doing this just because you're mad or else jammy? You think I'm just doing this just because you're such a good chef? You think I'm just doing all this shit for you just for nothing? Just because you're you? That you deserve the respect and you deserve all that just because you're you? You actually think that. And that's why you're sick in the fucking head. You actually think that you're entitled. It's the entitlement. It's the entitlement for me.
And you're entitled too, Foodie. You act entitled all the time.
It's the entitlement. Like you wouldn't. Oh, I know I said that about. Really? Like, just because you matter. Oh, I have to respect you and no. Respect and all this shit is earned. You don't get it just because you're Nader El Shami from Egypt and you've traveled 27 countries and you've been around the world and you've been doing shit since I've been in diapers. That does not entitle you to respect. You do not get to do whatever the fuck you want to do to people just because you're Nader and you've traveled to 27 countries. That's not how life works.
And you know what, Foodie? By that account, madam, just because you pay someone to love you does not entitle you to love. You said all he has to do is fake love me, which means he really doesn't have to love you, right? He's just got to pretend to love you. So he just has to pretend. It doesn't have to be real. Pick a lane. Either you want love for real or you don't. You just want someone to act like they love you. You're just big mad because you want a real relationship and you're not getting it. But you pick somebody that you said doesn't have to really love you.
Newsflash. And you're going to learn that the hard way because I'm not lying for you ever again. And you've lost me from your life because of how you are. You. So you're gaslighting? I'm going to turn it around on you today. Your gaslighting that you've done for the whole year, blaming everything on me, blaming everything on me being crazy, and not taking 1 ounce of responsibility for your own fucking actions is going to end today. So unless if you really want to redeem yourself, Natter, you know what you need to do because at this point it's just ridiculous.
Oh, so what is this, a threat? That's a veiled threat. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do to redeem yourself. She's threatening him. She's saying without saying, look, if you don't redeem yourself, if you don't say you're sorry, if you don't claim me, I'm going to cut off the funding. That's what she's really saying, y'all. She's blackmailing him.
You need to go online and save yourself, and you need to say, I fucked up and I did some shitty stuff out of anger because you have anger problems. Own who you are. You're a good person too. You're not a bad person. You do shitty things. And I do believe you that you can't control them sometimes. It's not an excuse because you have to learn how to control it. We all have to take responsibility for our actions. If there's anything I've learned.
You know what I keep thinking about while she's talking? Anybody that was part of my last live stream, remember the tarot cards I pulled up? Remember how the Ace of Swords kept coming up with the crown? I told you guys in that tarot reading that she and Natter are both fighting for control. There's this whole thing with the apartment. It was her way of trying to get control. She was trying to get the other hand on him. They're fighting for control. She's trying to use that.
Learned about that, especially with the Cuba rage, especially with anything. Nobody's gonna fucking save you. Nobody owes you to save you, and you owe me a fucking apology. And stop being so fucking smug and arrogant because people don't like that. People don't not like you just because of me. You show who you really are too. People are not stupid. People are gonna pick up on it. And blaming me for all of your problems online is bullshit. You have no one to blame but your own fucking self for your own actions. I've been meaning to tell you this forever to your face, but I can't because I'm afraid you'll smack me. So here you go. Here's the truth.
Okay, stop right there, Foodie. You can F all the way off with that. I'm so afraid you'll smack me. I don't want to hear that from you ever again. It's offensive. You're not afraid of Natter. You've proved that by going back and forth to Montreal, seeing him, spending time in motels with Natter. I seriously doubt a woman who is afraid of a man physically hurting them would do such a thing. What you're saying right now is offensive to anyone who's gone through DV, who has lived through it. It's offensive. You're bringing that shit up, really? You're afraid of him? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Yeah, I'm getting mad. I am so tired of her defaulting to that and trying to put out the impression that she's afraid of Natter. She is not. All the stuff that she said about Natter in the past, about what he's allegedly done to her. And then she said, her words, that she exaggerated the claims. That means she lied. Now you're poking at people again, triggering people again, saying, I'm afraid he'll smack me. You're lying. You're not afraid of him. Women or people that are afraid of somebody hurting them don't make a point to make daily trips to Montreal to see their abuser, to see the person that they're afraid of. Shut your big fat mouth, Foodie. You're a big old liar. That's what you are.
And eat it up and go online and just fucking apologize and own your actions. Okay? Own your actions. Own it. You will be a better person for it. I need to do that too. So, and I think I do a lot. I do a lot.
No, you don't.
Sometimes no. Some things are harder to admit. on live later and lie more because you make yourself look. I always try to tell him. Well, every time we would be like caught doing something because of him, he would be so like, oh no, what are we gonna do now? Make me look like the liar, right? Like you did when you forced me to apologize.
Okay, Foodie, listen. You're blaming him for the two of you getting caught when it was you that made sure the two of you got caught. You would leave breadcrumbs behind on purpose because you wanted everyone to know that you were Natter. Let's use an example. That whole situation at the motel where he was grilling and you were filming. You edited that video. So I'm sure you saw the part where your reflection was in the grill knob. You chose to leave that in there. Why? Because you wanted everyone to know that you were there. You were trying to claim him because he wasn't claiming you. That was your way of laying claim to him. You deliberately left the breadcrumbs knowing that the reaction channels and Kiwi Farms would find out. You're constantly doing that. You edit the videos and you don't edit out the parts where you're being shown, where people can hear your voice. You did that. But you're trying to say that it's Natter's fault? No, ma'am. You are. That's your fault because you're the one that does his videos, right? So it must be yours.
That's your answer for everything. Blame it on someone else. How about you take ownership and be like, yes, I did this and this and this, but I'm trying to be a better person. It won't happen again. How can you grow as a person if you won't even acknowledge what you did is wrong?
You're no one to talk about growth, ma'am. You're no one to talk about growth. Ever since you moved out of BB's house, you've gotten worse, much worse. I'm not talking about how much you weigh, although that has increased too. You were in the 300 plus range when you were with BB. You've gained a lot since then, but you've gotten worse as far as your personality, the way you behave, the things you do. You didn't used to be so neglectful of your pets, but you've gotten way neglectful with your pets. You don't even really care about them anymore. When you were with BB, the litter box did not go 3 months without being changed. They got food every day. You loved on them. You crowed about being a cat mom. I'm such a cat mom. I love my cats. What happened? What happened? What happened? You don't take care of anything now. Your house is disgusting. When you lived with BB, your house never looked like that. You want to know why? Because you had somebody in the house and you knew that they would not put up with that kind of living. But while you were with BB, you were hiding food boxes all over the house and there was a roach infestation. And look at you now. You live in the villa. There's all kinds of bugs, vermin, mold, filth everywhere. You have not grown. If anything, you have eroded into the person that is now you. You can't talk about growth if you haven't grown.
I mean, okay, so maybe your true feelings are what you portray online when you say things like that. And so then maybe I should believe you. So then why the fuck should I do anything for you? Why should I do anything for you? And I'm sorry, I feel like I deserve to talk about this. I feel like me venting is the least I get to talk about because of all the shit you've done to me. You've given me gonorrhea. You've abused me. You've talked so much.
Shut up with that abuse shit. Stop it. Don't want to hear it. Not gonna hear it. I'm going deaf right now listening to you. I'm not hearing that part. Nope, 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 not hearing it. Nope, nope. You lost all credibility when you came forward and said you exaggerated the claims of SA. You lost every bit of it. You ain't getting it back. You can't have it back. Nope, no, 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 no. Do I think that you and Natter had fights? Yes, I do. I think between your personality and his personality, have you had verbal fights? Yes, I believe that. And you've also said yourself you are verbally abusive. You've admitted to that. You are an abusive person as well. And no one can say for sure what went down between you. All we have is your side, which you have confessed that you've exaggerated stuff. So how much of that stuff can we actually believe? pretty much nothing. You have no credibility. You're not honest. You're not truthful. We can't believe you. So shut up saying that he's been abusive. I believe you both have. I believe you both have.
Much shit about me. You fucking cheated on me so many times.
You can't cheat on somebody you're not in a relationship with. If he hasn't claimed you and if you're not his girlfriend, you can't use that word.
You used me for thousands of dollars. You're nothing. You've done nothing but hurt me. You've really done nothing. Oh, you've given me a few crappy lousy orgasms. Oh wow, that I can give to myself for free. I mean, really, like I'm just making sense of it myself right now. I mean, really. Sorry. Anyways, I'm done. Yeah. Murderer like blames the victim and then like the victim apologizes. I don't understand. I'm not saying like it's just stupid.
You know, I'm really offended her using that word victim. I really hate her using that word victim. I don't think she can use that word. I really don't. Because she keeps running back to him over and over again, giving him money over and over again, doing everything in the world for him over and over again. She likes to call herself a victim because that would mean that absolves her from any wrong she might have done, any situation that she was in. By playing the victim, nothing is her fault. It's all somebody else's fault. That she's a helpless damsel in distress. She's not. You're not a victim, Chantal. You are a willing participant in this game. You involved Natter onto your channel for monetary gain, and madam, you made thousands and thousands of dollars exploiting this whole Natter angle to the fullest. And you still continue to make money. So please explain to me how you're a victim.
Like even, do you know what I mean? Like why am I apologizing? Why did I ever apologize to him? Like I don't get it. For ruining your reputation. What reputation? People knew me as a chef. Oh, whatever. Fuck off. Give me a break. Prove that I ruined your reputation. Prove it.
Nobody knew him as a chef. Nobody knew about Natter before Chantal. And I think I can say this with all confidence. I think we can all agree that if any of us never heard the name Natter El Shelmi ever again, it would be a great thing. I'm sick of hearing that name. Sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about him. I'm sick of him, period. Sick of it. As far as his reputation, nobody knew about him. But Foodie, it was you that introduced him to YouTube. It was you that helped him with a YouTube channel. And you, knowing that he was a grifter, knowing that he grifts women, you put him on this platform. You got him in touch with other women. And people have been coming forward talking about how he's grifted them for money. And just last night, in his live stream, I don't know if he's gotten rid of it, but in his live stream, he was threatening somebody who used to be one of his mods and threatening her children. This was the person that you introduced to YouTube and you encouraged to be on YouTube. You're both foul.
Because as far as I know, your reputation was shit anyways. Like you literally were in prison for stabbing 2 people. So how in the fuck are you going to say? And like I'm not rubbing that against him. He did his time, whatever. I don't know all the details about the case. Like, well, I do know the details, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not really. I'm not gonna like. I don't want to be like that type of person that's like just because I'm like not mad at you at the time, I'm gonna like have a problem. You know what I mean? I really don't want to be like that. Although yes, of course, if I'm trying to be with him and I love him and I'm not angry, being honest about what happened to me because of the severity of it and the like this not the severity like the seriousness of the accusations, the seriousness of the situation.
What accusations? You said you exaggerated your claims, Foodie. You're done after saying that.
Seriousness of everything I've talked about. better stay away from me because as long as we're together, yeah, I'll probably always talk about you.
You know, even if he doesn't stay away from you, you're still going to talk about him. It's so maddening. You say, I'm not going to talk about him. I don't want anybody else talking about him. If you do, I'll ban you from my chat. But then you bring him up every single day.
Uh, if he treated me well, right? It wouldn't happen.
If he treated you well, in other words, if he kissed your ass, and if he did everything you told him to do, and if he were another Pete in your life, then you wouldn't vent and get vengeful on YouTube about it, right? That's what you actually mean?
Coke every time, probably charging me. I talked to a Coke dealer a while ago at the time. They were like, 150. I've never heard of it being that expensive. Oh, this is good shit. This is really good shit. 150. It was probably more like 80 or 90, and he would pocket the rest.
Of course he would. He's not stupid. You're over there boasting about how much money you got. He knows a dumb sucker when he sees one. Yeah, he probably got, the snow for you and charged you twice as much money. That's how stupid you are.
Just like little things like that I think about that make me pissed off all over again. And it will always happen. So again, I'm blocking you. Don't fuck with me. Because if you don't like this, you don't like being outed for your behavior, you're gonna have a problem with me. Over and over again. Over and over.
We haven't heard the last of her and Natter. That I can guarantee you. All this da 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 today, it's just that da 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 da. She's gonna continue to see him. She's gonna continue to talk to him. She's gonna talk about him. There's gonna be more of this later, y'all. She ain't done. Okay, so she's changing her pants on the side of a road. Nice, Foodie. Changing your pants out in the middle of the open. Hello, indecent exposure. Stupid. She go to a private place. Anyway, let's go to the comments. Kimmy says, pets ain't just for Christmas, Foodie Beauty. They are lifelong friends. Right, I said that. She wants love, and she's got love in her own house, and that love is it's unconditional. It's precious. And she doesn't value it just because they're cats. She doesn't look at the cats as being important. And taking care of them would be far cheaper than taking care of an idiot like Natter. Becky T says, I never understand your rage for Dee Dee when Natter is the one that hurts you time and time again. It's not up to her to not be with him if he doesn't claim you as a girlfriend. It's so weird. It makes you look super insecure. Yeah, why is that? That when a man chooses to be with a woman, the woman who wants to be with that man, who is not that woman, will go after the woman and not the man. Why vent your rage on the other woman? If the man wanted to be with you, he'll be with you. If he's choosing to be with another woman, that's his choice. Just because you want him doesn't mean he's automatically yours. You can't just lay claim to somebody because you find them attractive or whatever. Why be a woman and go after another woman and blame her for that man not wanting you? If he wanted you, he'd be with you. Fruit Loop says, so you drove all the way to an open deserted field to change your pants, muted the camera, then drove home, ending the stream. Makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Weather applies to that. Chrissy says she's picking him up. Yeah, she's definitely picking him up. Before says a vet checkup and grooming are two different things. Do both. Sam hasn't had a checkup since 2020. I've said this before. If Foodie wanted to be smart and lazy about it, she could hire mobile vets and mobile groomers. They could come to her house anytime she wants, and she wouldn't have to go anywhere. They might be a little bit more expensive, but she could hire the groomers, have the groomers come out and groom both those pets, hire the vets to come out to check both of them at the same time, and get all that stuff taken care of in like 1 or 2 different visits. Doug says, and look after BBJ. She's your BFF, not anyone else. Remember that. That's where your loyalty should be, with her and her alone. It's so sad. BBJ has been with her for almost 20 years, probably 20 years by now, 2 decades. BBJ has been there throughout all of her relationships and loved her unconditionally. And Foodie just cannot, will not see the value in that enough to pay it forward and take care of her as she deserves. Megan's knees say all you talk about is Natter. Then you get upset when folks ask about him. Girl, he don't want anything from you but your money. He won't even fake love you. Right, she's not getting what she wants out of it, so why continue to pay? But yet she will. Cindy Fink says, keep shoveling in those huge amounts of calories and you'll start busting out of all those atrocious, ugly clothes you buy. And when you buy more, make sure you get 4 to 6 sizes larger. If they make circus tents, then huge. Yeah, Foodie's ripping her pants. That's not a good sign. She could be ripping her pants because of her getting bigger or the fact that she wears them until they practically stand on their own and all that's holding them together is the stench. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Jessica says, don't let this scammer scam you, people. Stop buying into her lies and using DV and SA as if it's okay to just throw that around as a money grab. Yeah, I'm so sick of her doing that. She really needs to shut her mouth about those things. Spider Rico says, Natter is talking mad crap about you now. Love that for you. Yeah, Natter's doing a live right now and he's going off. I have no idea what he's saying because I'm reacting to this, but I'll take a look at it later. Everybody's saying she's all talk. Jamie Reynolds says, Natter was never actually your boyfriend. You aren't even friends with benefits. He isn't your friend. Everyone else can see it, but you. Better figure it out before you are drained even more financially. She'll never figure it out. She doesn't care to fix it. So if she doesn't care, I don't care. Clueless says, you want to watch Natter live. Again, makes no sense. Yeah, she probably got off the phone. She probably got off the stream because people were saying that Natter's doing a live. You know, she's got to watch what he says. She just can't stay away. Hippie Mama says, cancel his phone already. Yeah, that's another thing. This person that she hates, she pays his phone bill. She's never canceled. So that's it for the react. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm going to move on and see what Natter's up to, see if there's anything worth talking about. If there is, I'll react to it. Thanks for watching, you guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.